What's going on, Scorpio? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the rest of February 2024. So, in this reading, Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the rest of February. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more for you regarding February 2024. So before we begin this reading, Scorpio, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading does resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Scorpio. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy for you, and we'll see what is coming your way for the rest of February 2024, Scorpio. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this active divination for the sign of Scorpio. All right, let's see what we got going on here for you, Scorpio. Yeah. Scorpio, there's definitely a lot, for a lot of you, definitely a lot of potential for financial healing, particularly through someone that you meet or that you interact with in 2024, or February 2024. Now, here's the thing that I'm sensing before we get into anything. For a lot of you, the intuitive message that I get is like, there could have been someone that you agreed to start dating if you're single, or if you agreed to start, working with in some sort of hobby or in some sort of project or some sort of business thing for a lot of you, that in order for you to really achieve your best timeline, it's going to become very obvious to you in February 2024 that you're going to be making a substitution. And the frequency that I get is like, it could be very hard for you to substitute your business partner or to substitute the person that you're talking to, but the opportunity is going to present itself to you to make the switch, to switch up on someone. And so obviously with Scorpio being one of the most loyal, deep, and really kind of like, you don't really just do relationships lightly. It can be really hard for you to make that switch. And I feel like that is going to be the path for you, but it might be really challenging for you to do so. So before we get into anything, let's go ahead and start this reading off, Scorpio, for February with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of, okay? And the first one is the fifth house of joy and play. And this is similar to Leo energy, but I'm just getting the intuition, Scorpio, that it's really impossible to compete with someone who's having fun. You know what I mean? And I remember just the other day, I was like doing astrology, or I was like looking at people that I'm no longer in relationships with, and I was like, let me look at their chart to see how happy I'm going to be that I don't have to deal with this aspect in their chart. And this is just one example of, it's really hard to like compete with me, for example, in astrology, because it's just all I do. I live it, I breathe it, and I have fun with it. And even in anything that you do, I just feel like there needs to be more of a fun. It's like a game, because it's almost impossible to defeat someone who's having fun. It's like the little kid. It's like, well, whoever had the most fun wins. And like, I feel like that type of energy is going to be really key for you, and just to like experiment and have fun, and like winning can be fun, losing can be fun. Don't be afraid to make money. Don't be afraid to lose money. It's like the fifth house is just a very creative, it's very potent, and it's an energy that's not afraid to be seen as well. Okay. Now the fifth house also has to do with the childlike quality of being like a child. And because of the substitution that I'm actually sensing that many of you are going to be presented with in February, think about children when they're playing in the ocean. They're not thinking, am I good or bad? Is the ocean good or bad? Is the substitution, I'm going to get out of the water now, is that good or bad? They're just being. And I feel like that is an innocent kind of quality that you need to bring into your life. It's going to be very key, because to a Scorpio, life is a very serious matter. And I'm with you on that. I'm with this. Life is serious. But sometimes, even if you know it's serious, in order to be the most serious, you have to introduce fun and play and creativity. But the next card you need is the 10th house of career and success. And so I feel that the more fun you can have when it comes to experimenting or when it comes to figuring out your career, the better off you'll be. Okay, whoever is having the most fun wins. And I feel like if you can take that approach, it's going to be very key for you here. Now, the next energy that you need more of for February is the 7th house of love and partnership. So I do feel like whether this is some sort of substitution with some person that you're dating. Now, I'm not saying that if you're married, you're going to get substituted. Like I said, if you're married, if you're in a happy marriage and you hear me say you need to substitute someone and that brings something up, you're in the wrong place. You got problems. But obviously, you're welcome here as well. And there's no judgment. I'm just kind of more so in that 5th house energy of poking fun at you. But what I'm really saying is obviously the areas of life that Spirit is calling you to pay attention to and really cater to and curate is the 7th house relationships, 10th house career and success, and also the 5th house of joy and play. So finding joy in your career and also your relationships. But here's the thing about the 5th house has to do with passion. So perhaps doing something that you're passionate about your career, but more so the missing step that I feel most people do when it comes to their passion is people. You must surround yourself with people who are as passionate as you. And that's something that I'm even working on as well. So I'm not above you at all, Scorpio. But just be aware of that. I do feel like there's this little bit of like substitution energy, and it might kind of mess with your ethics, or it might mess with a plan that you had set. But whatever plan that you had set, like whether you're dating someone in 2024, I feel like it's going to be very obvious to you that this is not going to make me happy. Like, how did I get in this situation is kind of the feeling that I have. Like, a lot of you could have agreed to something, I'm getting very strongly, in the beginning of February. So, like, maybe prior to watching this reading. And you find yourself now, like, how did I agree to that? And so don't be afraid to make the changes that you deem necessary. Because here's the thing. Your opportunity this February is the Judgment card. And obviously the Judgment card, the word judgment is the ability to discern well, to make a judgment. I am judging, are you good, are you bad? Are you fit for me, or are you not fit for me? So the judgment has to do with a major shift in consciousness, the ability to discern well. And I really feel like this has to do with a course correction. And the frequency that I'm describing as it is a substitution. So it could be I'm substituting one career for another thing. I'm thinking about doing another thing. But I'm just getting like a real, don't be afraid to really have a major shift in consciousness. And then, because here's the thing as well. Judgment Day. Your opportunity is Judgment Day. On Judgment Day, things come to a conclusion. You get scored. You get... And I feel like there's someone in your life, whether this is someone that you recently entered into love or you're talking to right now, or even in a business partnership, whether it's a creative project on the side or all your money is involved within it. I really feel like you need to trust your intuition that, wow, this is just not going to be the person who's going to take me to where I need to go. This is just out of alignment. And please don't be afraid to do that, because your challenge is the Two of Swords. You know what I mean? Like, for a lot of you, you're going to know exactly what to do, the change that you need to make, but for some sort of reason, it's going to be really hard for you to do so. I feel with the Two of Swords being in your challenge. So making a judgment, getting the spiritual information, but then not being able to take the physical action on the change could be something, especially having to do with fun, relationships, and career. Okay. And so we're going to clarify that to see why that is your challenge. But, when it comes to your when it comes to your overall general energy here, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and also the Hierophant here. So the first thing that came to my mind was financial healing. The Five of Pentacles is temporary financial difficulty. You could have been going through something in the beginning of February that just made you make a quick decision to enter into a friendship, business partnership, dating someone. And then I feel like you just quickly get out of it. And it somehow it quickly heals you, or there's someone else better. There's a better option. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing about, as a Scorpio, life is a serious matter. Why would you invest in someone who maybe has shown you that they don't have the same sentiment, that life is, maybe they've said it, but then their actions show something else. So I do feel like a lot of financial healing for you is coming your way, but it's only going to come as a result of you walking away from a crappy sham wham deal, is what I get. Now you also have the Hierophant, which is commitment, and this is where I got the feeling of a substitution. Okay, whether this is you just start to have fun, and that opens the door to you to say, wait, this is how I want to do it. I want to do it with this person. I want to do it in this way. I just feel like there's this substitution energy that is going to trigger your morals, or is going to make someone else angry. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe if it's not you, you don't want to make someone else angry, and you feel like you're dealing with and there also is this feeling. I don't know. Like there's almost this thing of you entered into a creative collaboration, dating someone, a friendship, something, and then you realize that they're extremely mentally unstable. That's the frequency that I'm picking up on. Is you're like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? Like, you might be dealing with someone who is like going to destroy everything that you touch. So please don't be afraid to make that switch. And when it comes to what you don't see coming, there's definitely a new path that's going to lead to success for you. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a new positive experience that's going to lead to a lot of overflow of new emotions. The key word there, though, is new and not old. And you have the Six of Wands, which is public victory and success. This is you getting attention from other people. So in some sort of way, in what you don't see coming for the rest of February, you could be really getting a lot more attention and feeling real good. However, it's going to require you to let go of something that is not going to leave you. You're going to have to be the one to leave it. And that's what I was sensing with the Judgment card, and that's what I'm sensing with the Two of Swords. You could have a stage 5 clinger. Haha. A lot of you might be dealing with a real stage 5 clinger, to where you break it off and they're just not going away. And so if that's the case, I mean, obviously that's a difficult situation. But clearly, the path for you is going to be a new path that leads, you letting go of something. And here's the thing. I really feel like it has to do with relationships, though. And once again, the word substitution keeps coming to mind, or at least a fork in the road where you're really going to have to choose. Here's the thing. In your advice, you have the Three of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers. And this is I feel like this is a very difficult choice that you need to make, is what Spirit is saying. Now, there's also about the safe option could wreck you as well. You know what I mean? There could be something that you're holding on to that you made a judgment about, but because of practical concerns, you don't want to create a stage 5 clinger. It seems too soon. They're going to call you bipolar. Hey, you just agreed to this in the beginning of February, or something along those lines, and now you're backing out so soon. What's wrong with you? And there could be this element of reverse psychology that gets played on you, whereas the very things that are very much accurate coming up in your consciousness as it pertains to why you need to make a switch, why you need to make a substitution. When you make the substitution, you could be getting gaslit. Okay? And so there's definitely a painful choice that you need to make in partnerships, but obviously it's going to be related to your career for many of you, or your love life could impact your career, is what I'm saying. Like the wrong choice in just hanging around with someone who's not good for you could really impact your career. And obviously you have the Lovers card. So there's a big choice in love here for you. And there could be something about no contact that is very much so bothering you for some of you at this time. If this is, if the storyline that I've been saying up until this point has not been resonating fully, even if it has been, there's something coming through to my consciousness now about a situation that you're in no contact with someone who could really be hurting you. It could really be hurting you. This could be someone that you wanted nothing to do with, but as soon as they went no contact, it messed with you. For some of you, I'm definitely feeling that energy. So if that's the case, what you put out is what you get back. You need to look at that energy, but it's more of a very tough decision, no matter how you cut it, that you need to make. Now, I'm interested in clarifying this Judgment card. Why is the Judgment card here in your opportunity for February, Scorpio? Yeah, the Strength card, not going to be an easy decision. This could bring up things having to do with your higher self versus your lower self. I feel like a lot of you, your higher self is coming in to tell you to make a change, and you're letting the idea of, oh my God, I'm such a flawed human. Like, I should be more loyal than this. What's wrong with me? And so you need to be careful of that. Guilt is something that you could be really struggling with. And yeah, you're making a judgment that someone is not here able to back up the talk, because the Knight of Wands has to do with someone who talks a big game but doesn't back up. They say, hey, life is a very serious matter, Scorpio. Let's do this creative project. Let's date. Life is a very serious matter. But then all of a sudden you realize, no, this is a flaky person. And I feel like you really need to let go of a flaky person here. And for some of you dealing with the situation of someone has gone no contact over you, please don't put your rose-colored glasses on. Because someone is ghosting you, you may think that they're better than they are. They're not. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. I'm literally telling you that. And so there's going to be a real tough decision to disconnect from someone who may lead you into ruin, by the way. Whoever this person you're dating or a financial thing, this could really mess you up. So don't be afraid to make this switch out of, oh my God, but I have to be a loyal Scorpio. Come on, man. All right, why is the Two of... Why is the Two of Swords in your challenge? I mean, the Five of Swords just came out. The Four of Cups just came out in reverse. And... yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's either... yeah. All right. The Two of Swords in your challenge is clarified by the Five of Swords and also the Four of Cups in reverse. Stage 5 clinger. Here's the thing. Four of Cups upright is someone who's like, all right, this isn't working out, let's go into apathy. This isn't working out, let's go into my room and eat Cheetos and lay in my bed and rot in my bed and do nothing. Okay, but the Four of Cups in reverse is coming through for some reason as someone who's not going to let it go. Okay, and this could also be having to do with the other situation of being ghosted. Someone is ghosting you right now, Scorpio, and that storyline is kind of more so coming alive for some sort of reason. So there could be an anger about someone choosing someone else, okay, that you have. And if that's the case, then once again, channel this into your 5th house, 10th house, and 7th house. Don't worry about the person ghosting you. They're not meant to be in your life. That's what I would literally tell you. However, it's more of the main storyline about a very quick decision. Here's the thing. The Knight of Swords has to do with speed. It has to do with someone who does not think of the long-term consequences of their behavior. So I feel like you got yourself into a situation very quickly, and the challenge is for you to get out of it very quickly as well. That's the challenge. But it's not going to be easy. I mean, you really might be dealing with someone who's like knocking on your door every day type of thing. And I don't want to scare you here, Scorpio, but I'm going to be honest. I mean, I don't sense a very easy disconnection here. In whatever storyline you're connecting to, I don't sense a very easy disconnection. So, let's continue here. Let's clarify why the Six of Wands is here and what you don't see coming. What is this good news and what you don't see coming? I hate how it just got, I feel like the lighting was so good and now I look like a freaking tomato. Great. Yeah. All right, why is the Six of Wands in what you don't see coming? Yep, good investment. something reliable. That's what you need to be The Six of Wands having to do with public victory, getting attention, and 10th house, 5th house, 7th house is clarified by the Judgment card, the Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles here. So your victory here is definitely going to come to you as a result of a new beginning and as a result of you making a hard judgment, the ability to discern well, to make a judgment, a shift in consciousness, and go in a new direction, Scorpio. That's the key for you, to go in a new direction, even if it hurts, even if you have a stage 5 clinger. And it will be a better investment for you than this. And a lot of you are going to get yourself in a lot of trouble with the loyal Scorpio thing. And if it's not that, maybe there's another reason in your consciousness that you're holding on to it. Maybe it's the path of least resistance. Maybe it won't challenge you as much as other things would, but it's going to challenge you more in the end. Like I said, this is a realization that I've had. Many of you could sense a shift in my energy recently. And trust me, the last week has been insane for me in the terms of purging, and I'm a completely different person. And basically what I realized is, like, for every shortcut, for every pleasure, for every dopamine hit, for every business thing, partnership that you do that's the path of least resistance, and it's just easy, there's going to be an equal amount of pain, because with every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction in this time-space reality, in this universe. So what I've been doing is I've been making every choice literally to put myself into hell. I mean, I just got out of the ocean in Maine. It's freezing here. I've been doing things I have been literally feeling like death this past week because of the changes that I've made. And I know you feel it in my energy for the ones that, because I always feel like sometimes when I'm when I'm coming to these readings, it's like Judgment Day. I know that I cannot BS the Scorpio. I know I can't BS the Scorpio. And I've been BSing myself for this is an encoded message for the spiritual community. DC, I beat you off of a weekend of messing around. I'm not messing around anymore, DC. It's going to be one round KO from now on. But maybe not now on, but right now. But what I'm saying to you is, like, see, I'm losing it now. But what I'm trying to say is there's a price for the easy path. There's a price for the dopamine hit. And it will much more benefit you to do the hard thing now than to just do the path of least resistance. So obviously it's going to be very painful here. You have the Three of Swords to the Two of Wands here. So let's just clarify why the Three of... let's clarify why the Three of Swords is here. And you do have some cards coming out. Yeah, you're going to have to really put up a boundary, first of all, to an immature person, or else you're going to get trapped. And I'm telling you, the reason why I have a certain level of urgency in this reading is because you're going to get trapped more than you already are. You might be dealing with a stage 5 clinger already, but trust me, if you keep entertaining it, oh boy, you are going to be the next Jeffrey Dahmer. Who's Jeffrey Dahmer? I don't know. It just came into my consciousness. That's sketch. And so you have the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Sucker call Popo. And you have an immature person, which is you need to put a boundary with an immature person. Whether this is the person ghosting you that you're tripping about, don't worry about this little P-head Larry, or this is the new person that you quickly got into a business thing, a creative thing, a partnership with that you need to get out. Get out. Conflict delayed is conflict multiplied. I've said that to you a lot of times, but when I'm not on my shit, doesn't hit the same, does it? So with that being said, I appreciate you, Scorpio. I love you. Talk to you next.